Alright, we are back with turn 11 and we surely need a move order for QL1, I guess. That's what we are looking for. ATGM chit and a tank chit. Oh, that's really harsh. However, that links up to fire or move a single vehicle. We will give the move order to QL1. Let's see, QL1 into Overwatch left. And we have, because the radio is damaged, I have to roll a die on what was that? On 1, 2, 3, I think. On a roll of 1, 2, 3, modified. One vehicle without radio damage at the same position, and QL3 at OP North, so that's still -2. So let's see if they receive the order. 4 minus 2 is 2, that's within 1 to 3, so the order is received. I have to put these guys up here though, which will mean that they most likely, the tanks most likely will actually then shoot on QL1 once they move in here, which is yeah, a little concerning, but I have no other way to fight the tanks actually, and there are 2 left, 2 right, so I have to shoot on the left position twice anyway. Well, I'm sort of, yeah, it's a risky move, I say that. We still have the extra move special ability, so we could have these guys move somewhere. First platoon, second vehicle, FA. And the question is, do we want to get them here to potentially get rid of the ATGM stuff? I would... they don't have a move order, so that's the problem. We have to get that. What we can do to protect the tank is draw their fire. That would be helpful, but I think I want to draw again an artillery on Sarachi and a random damage on FA. Oh well. Let's see, indirect fire hit is on a 2 radio damage, and again I'm out of markers is the big issue. It really could have used more of these. I mean, it says I should then, if I run out of markers, I should somehow mark it, but how many different colored markers should I have and then remember what it is? And so we have to remember that they both have radio damage now. This goes back here into the supply, and we draw again. There aren't that many chits left. It is an ATGM chit, which is a bit of a problem. It is a fire order. So this guy is already on fire, this guy not. So we can issue that. However, again, radio is an issue, so we have to roll a 1 to 3. Die roll remains modified by -2, but that's a 6, so the order is not received. And we move this over, and the ATGMs now hit on 6 or more. That's really harsh. So this guy, QL1, will be in a bit of a trouble there. I'm almost tempted to draw again. There are only 2 more ATGM markers in there. We have no chance to draw the airstrike at the moment. Whew. This is really tough. Well, I guess he has to sit there then, doesn't he? I think we should put one on the right position as well. Try to get him there. Let's see, it's the last artillery chit. And it is a heavy machine gun shooting twice. which grants us one vehicle move. Now here's radio damage. Again, roll with a -2. It's a 3, so he receives the order, which is FA to center or right. So center would eventually allow us to remove these, like both in one go, which might be good. I think that's more important than the tanks at the moment, even though they have a very high likelihood of going hot again. So then I will issue the draw their fire special order with the commander, and an extra move does not apply because QL1 cannot issue that to anybody really. So whoops, this goes here, this goes goes there, and then we go to execution, which means this guy is towing him to checkpoint T24, which then means he's now in cover, cannot be targeted by tanks or anti-tank unguided missiles. Now QL1 will be moving in here. He has fire orders, and FA will be moving in here. He does not have fire orders yet, and he also has damaged gun sights. They both have damaged radio. So, trying to remember that. Whoops. And then this guy is here. Withdraw their fire, which allows to apply -1 DRM to all direct fire, that is tanks, ATGMs and heavy machine guns directed at any vehicle in Galicia, Overwatch, that's these 3 positions, or this one or this one, the adjacent ones. Okay, so let's move. Movement done. Next we go to fire. And we have one fire here, which is an automatic success on left position, which means I can remove one of the tank jets, which is very important right now. So this guy fired. This guy doesn't have a fire order as of yet. And then we have the 3 indirect fire guys, which need to roll though this time, right? Because I don't have the direct their fire ability. For each tank, the player rolls a die, and on any result other than a 6, it is possible to remove the chosen enemy weapon marker. Note that one of QA3 battalion special abilities modifies this. If 3 fires are performed from Overwatch positions in Sarajevo, and they all roll a 1 for the attack, the Bosnian Serbs forces ammunition depot on Vis has been hit. That produces a catastrophic explosion that automatically reduces one of the enemy weapons tracks to 0 player's choice. Return all markers to the enemy weapon pool. In case of artillery, return all markers and flip the setup marker to no artillery. And I think this can even happen multiple times, hypothetically, if you manage to roll 3 1s several times. Okay, what we are going to do then is, and can I zoom out a little bit more so that we can see the guys down there? No. Okay, then I leave it, I mean, you know that they are down there. I leave it this way so that we have the tracks inside. I definitely want to, with the right one, hit this guy. So let's see if it's a 1. It's a 2, but that's a hit. So ATGM is reduced, which is good. Can't reduce it further because this one is in the right position. Center then, currently no valid target, but the left guy can hit the machine gun twice thingy. It's a 1, but again, so that allows me to remove it, but because we rolled a 2 already, doesn't allow me to hit the ammo dump, and then it's center, and center goes for the HMG again. This is 6, so that's not a hit. Now we get to the enemy reaction, and the tanks have to roll. It's a 3, and they would turn hot on 4 to 6 currently, so that's really lucky. Next would be, let's see, priorities. There's no tank exposed up there, so then we go to priority 4, which is aiming at FA, first platoon, guy here in the center overwatch position of Kalesia. They shoot. Let's do the ATGMs first. They do have a -2 now on the roll because of Overwatch, or rather Overwatch from Sorachi, and because of Draw Their Fire. They hit on an 8 or more. It is a 6 modified to a 4, so that is not a hit with the ATGMs. And then the heavy machine gun will shoot there 2, and it needs a 12 and rolled a 6, so that's nothing, which is good. This also will not modify the rules of engagement marker. I think that's it for the turn. Then we go into turn, oh wait a second, artillery. Artillery does target Tango-2, there's nobody there. So we reduce the deadline by 1, that's the only effect. Deadline goes to 16, we are in 11. And we continue with turn 12. Turn 12 is up. We want, so this marker should be removed, it's spent. We do want to get a fire order. That's basically all we currently need, a fire order. Okay, heavy machine gun twice is back, and a ATGM to move a single vehicle. Now, do we want to move a single vehicle? I don't think we do. Unless we want to start shifting guys from Sorachi north, but that's not what we want. I really need a fire order for FA. So, even though I really don't like it, let's draw again. What is it? Another HMG twice, and another HMG, which is again a move order. However, this is 2 markers of the same type, which will cause us to get back the special orders, draw their fire, and direct their fire. Okay, then we go into execution. We tow the one to checkpoint T25. We don't have any other movement orders, so we go to fire orders. We have this guy firing direct fire at a left position, which I will target the tanks. This guy doesn't have fire orders, unfortunately, still. Then we will issue, so we could remove 3 here if we go for direct their fire, or remove 3 artillery potentially, which I don't think we need that. So I will direct their fire, spend that to make the indirect fire support from 2nd platoon automatic hits. Let's do it that way. I hope this is allowed because I just got that marker back. I'm not quite sure if that's allowed from the logic of the of the procedure that I can spend it immediately. I will assume so, which allows me then to shoot all 3 with immediate effect, or automatic effect rather. And well, I still don't want them to shoot twice. Maybe I don't mind. Let's remove all three here. Or the -1 deadline might also be an issue. So let's remove, what's that, left and right. So center could still remove this one. Or the artillery. +1. Yeah, let's remove the deadline thingy here from the artillery. And that's my fire. Should I draw their fire stuff? Only once. Yeah, let's do that anyway. I hope this is allowed. If not, please correct me. And then we go into enemy. I should have done that when I was still in the order phase, but issue the order, then transfer the 2 chits. Well, I would have to look up when exactly you get those guys back. Let's interpret this in our favor at the moment. So we draw their fire, which applies a -2 on the ATGM at least. First of all, we check for enemy tanks. It's a 6. That's bad, because that means they go hot again. And who will they shoot at? They will shoot at FA, because that's fire priority 4 with a -1. They need a 7 or more. It's a 6. They should roll with 2 dice, apparently. Oh, very lucky. It's a 7, which then is reduced -1 because of draw their fire to a 6. So that's a miss. Whew, that was a close call there. Okay, the next ATGMs will also fire at this position with 2 dice -2. That is 8, becomes a 6. However, they need 8 or more, so that's a miss. And then the heavy machine gun would also shoot at FA with a 7, and they would need a 9 or more, so that's also a miss. Then we go to artillery, shooting back at Sarachi. There is, let's see if there is actually heavy damage. On an 8 there is not. However, I think I have their markers, FB, BQ and GB, and one of them then goes into the orders cup like that. Did that. What else? The ROE goes up again to 24, and another one of those has to be put into the cup, which is unfortunate. And then we continue with turn 13. Alright, turn 13. This one needs to be removed. And we draw. I need a fire order, please. Heavy machine gun. And ATGM matches up to fire order. Perfect. So we will... Oh, wait, we have to roll again. 1, 2, 3. -2. It's a 4 that becomes a 2. So that's 1, 2, 3. The guy receives the order. He had radio damage, right? Or was that... Yeah, okay. I remember. They both have radio damage, but this guy has gun sight damage. So we have to roll when he is firing. Okay, remove the markers or move them over to this display. Now, should we draw for anything else? I don't think we should. So we end the order phase, we go to execution. We move those 2 tanks up there. Right, they are both in Tango-2 now. One is immobilized, but whatever. That's the only move we have. Then we go to fire orders, and we shall fire with this guy anyway on left on the left. There is no target on the left right now. He could also automatically target the artillery, and I'm wondering if I want to end the game after this turn. So maybe let's have a look. We would have to make sure that the artillery is silent at the end of turn, so we would have to hit them twice, which we can do. So we will have the tank and Overwatch left in Galicia, remove this automatically. Then we have the guy in the center position. Yeah. Center, right. Let me think. We have center, and right, which could remove all these. So then let's rather check for Overwatch. In Sarachi, he needs to roll, and on anything but a 6 he will destroy the ATGM. And I roll a 6, of course. Oh my god. That's horrible. That's really horrible. That means I cannot remove this. Okay, let me double check the gun sights. Fire. Enemy weapon can remove only on 1 to 2. And no indirect fire. Okay, so gun sights only hits on 1 or 2. It's a 4, so they don't see the enemy, unfortunately. Let's keep that in between them. And I still have Overwatch left and center in Sarachi. So the left one, I will try to remove the artillery. It's a 1, which is effective. So currently they are at no artillery. And now with the center I can remove the HMG there if I wanted to. Let's see if that's, yeah, they do. Whoops, I do that at least. So then we go into enemy activation or reaction phase. First of all, the tanks, they rolled a 1, which means they go cold again. They will not fire this turn. The enemy automatic guided missiles have still the priority on FA. They shall shoot. They rolled a 6. -1 is a 5. They needed 8 or more, so that's a miss. And then the heavy machine gun will also fire there. And on a 5, that's a miss 2. So very lucky. Then we go to artillery, but there is no artillery. However, the rules of engagement is reduced by 1, so 23. Now we go to the end phase and the victory assessment. It's the end phase. The artillery on this is silent. Yes, no artillery. Is the turn smaller than the Tango-2 deadline? Yes, it is. And 2 or more tanks are in Tango-2. Yes, they are. All heavy tanks with heavy damage are back in Sarachi. No, apparently not. This guy has heavy damage. Do we want to declare victory? So either we now can continue to play, or I say yes, which then is an operational victory, and I will pick that. Then we check, let's see, fire status marker is equal to hold fire? No. The fire status marker is bigger or equal to rules of engagement 18, which it is. It is at 24. So that's a strategic victory. However, the fire status marker is not smaller or equal to rules of engagement. Unfortunately, just because of this no artillery thing. Otherwise it would have been a operational, strategic and political victory. So now it's a operational and strategic victory. And I would say we were relatively lucky with all that, right? I've seen the plays I did play before were much more brutal. So let's get the whole thing in perspective here. This is the current situation. Just to run you through it, we have 2nd Platoon and Overwatch at Sarachi all the time. We have radio damage here, all have night vision damage, so they are sticking their heads out of the tank and are dependent on coordination with QL3 to direct their indirect fire anyway. Radio damage, and I think this one had a radio damage as well, if I remember correctly. Then QL3 is in Overwatch OP North. We have WL2, that's us in Kalesia proper, and Squadron Command, first squadron in Overwatch left here, and then FA in Overwatch center of Kalesia. Both have radio damage due to artillery fire, as do the guys in Saraji, and this guy also has gun sights damaged. And then we have two tanks, that is first platoon AQ, that's the leader, and EA, that's first vehicle. In Tango-2, one of them has heavy damage, though, unfortunately. And that concludes the game, which I think is very clever with this order matrix and sort of the escalation of enemy attacks or weapons, weapon abilities, so to say, and the likelihood of them hitting. I really, really like that. I'm thinking about how to include it in maybe some professional games. Have to think about that. I hope you enjoyed that video. Please let me know in the comments what you think about it. If I made any mistakes, probably. I'm probably did mistakes. And if you like that, if you liked it, check out Operation Bøllebank, which, by the way, means hooligan bashing. So hooligans, of course, being enemy forces in this regard. The relief of Tango-2, which we did Bosnia-Herzegovina, April 29, 1994, by Snafu Games, designed by Nicola Sagini, and artwork and graphic designs by Niels Johansson. Amazing game. I enjoyed a lot. Will probably play it until I'm tired of it multiple times and pull it out every now and then. And with that, I wish you all the best. Take care, keep gaming, and see you soon. Bye bye.